Hey everybody, this is Magical Mustache Man, John and Kyle, and today we are on the Scarlet Lady, and we're going to give you the ship tour. We're going to go floor by floor, give you all the details, what things you need to do, what things you don't need to do, and follow along.
All right, so we are kicking it off at the top of the ship on deck 17 aft. So this is the runway, which is the elevated running track. It is super cool because it's so high up on the ship as opposed to like the lower promenade deck. You get stunning views all around the ship and of the ocean or wherever you're ported. It's 250 meters. So it's a really nice walk. There's like a walking side and a jogging side, so people really do follow it, and all goes in one direction. So it actually works pretty well. You need to do like 6.5 rotations to get a full mile in, but really lovely place to either exercise or just take a leisurely stroll. Also at the back of that area is the Perch, which is an outside multi-purpose area, but can be done for morning yoga, which is really beautiful, just overlooking the back of the ship. Moving down to deck 16. All right, if we again continue starting at the back of the ship, we have the athletic club and the net. This is a big open space area. That's where we had PJ night the first night, as well as there's a bar back there. And then there's a bunch of around the kind of that backside of the ship on both port and starboard sides are multi-purpose like game areas, socializing areas. Something you're gonna find on the ship all throughout is there's such great places to hang out and socialize. It is kind of really a part of the culture of the ship. There's also the sports area, which has pickleball and basketball in there. There's cabanas on the starboard side. Not really sure the draw there. They're basically like little private areas that overlook the side of the ship, but it's not connected to the pool. It's about $200 to rent those on a sea day, but you do get an $80 food and beverage credit, so maybe it could be worth it, but I wouldn't have any interest in doing it. Moving to the mid part of the ship is the Sun Club. So this is the elevated, pool deck sunbathing area. So tons of loungers and day beds, many of which are free, first come, first serve, and they also have some VIP cabanas. And at the front of the ship is Richard's Rooftop. This is the VIP Rockstar Suite area only. It has day beds, it has a couple hot tubs, it has a bar. This is where they do happy hour every night from 5 to 6. It's a really nice area, accessible only to people who are staying in a Rockstar Suite. All right, moving down to 15. At the back of the ship, we have the Galley. This is essentially the buffet on the Virgin Voyages ships, but it is more food hall style. So you order at each individual kiosk, or you can order at one of these little flagged areas at your table, and somebody will take your order and then bring food to you. The key is that you're not touching a bunch of utensils that other people are touching to serve their own plates, so it is a little bit more sanitary. It is made kind of fresh to order and what you want. Every time we've eaten here, it has been so delicious. Breakfast and lunch, every single time has been outstanding. And then Gunbae, which is the Korean BBQ dining reservation for dinner, is also at the back of deck 15. There is a coffee shop inside the Galley called Grounds Club 2, so you can get coffee up there, or there's the one down on deck 17, which we'll get down there. This is also where the gym is on deck 15. So B Complex has two sides to it that wrap around one of the pools. So B Complex Burn and Bike is the cardio area. They have bikes and treadmills and ellipticals and beautiful views of the ocean. And then the other side is B Complex Build and Balance, which is your strength training area. Moving a little bit more forward, we have the pool area, or aquatic club. Has a couple bars here and two pools. One that's like more of like a leisurely sitting pool that's circular and smaller, and then a larger pool that has a pretty large area that's more of like a very shallow sunbathing kind of depth, like a couple inches of water, and then a rather deep, like what's that, 5 foot deeper parts of the pool, which we were like kind of having to bounce up and down to keep our drinks above water when we got in there. But it is a really lovely area to hang out. Pool is super comfortable and clean. And then at the front on deck 15 is the Scene, which is an exclusive event space, as well as the Tuneup, which is where they do manicures and pedicures. And that is it for the top levels of the ship. We're going to skip a bunch of decks 14, I think all the way down to deck 7. Yeah, decks 14 through 8 are all staterooms. And then we'll meet you back on deck 7, which is kind of the main heart of the ship, where a bunch of the other venues and activities are. If you're looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us at magicalmustacheman.com. We specialize in Disney, Universal, cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts, and we'd love to help you plan your next vacation.
All right, so we are down on deck 7. But before we get into decks 5, 6, and 7, a couple things just about Virgin Voyages in general. The ships have a max capacity of about 2,800 people, so it's a medium size. It's not massive like a huge Royal Caribbean ship, but it's also not like a super tiny kind of boutique ship. All 4 ships in the Virgin fleet currently have a very similar layout, almost exactly the same. So, obviously this is for Scarlet Lady, but if you're going on Brilliant or Resilient or Valiant, you're going to see a very similar layout, and all the things are going to pretty much be the same. So this is still going to be helpful for you, even in helping plan for those vacations. So as I mentioned, Deck 7 is kind of the main hub of the ship. So if we start aft, we have the dock, as well as the dock house. So the dock is on the very aft outside part of Deck 7, which is also the promenade deck. It is a really cool space.
It is awesome. During the mornings, it's kind of empty, which is next to like a smoothie shop and stuff. So if you wanted to just grab a smoothie and hang out inside or do a little work like I did this morning, it's like the perfect space. It's just calm, it's beautiful.
Really stunning views off the back of the ship. And then they do OPA, so it's
like Greek.
They do OPA hour from 3:30 to 5:30, so it's a meze-style outdoor eatery, bar, and social lounge.
It gets that gets crowded, so you want to get there early and get yourself a seat, because
That's why they have like day beds. They have like little wooden like kind of Adirondack chairs. They have a bar area. It's a really cool area. And then inside is the dock house, which is same kind of servers and bar menu, but it's a little bit more kind of like boat chic, boathouse sort of vibe inside. They also usually have live music playing there, which is really nice.
And where the live music is at, there are like some day beds inside, so it's kind of like cool. Like grab yourself a blanket, watch the band play. It's like people are cozy there.
Or if it's bad weather, you just don't want to be outside. It's also a nice place to like hang out and read, because it's pretty quiet in there when there's not, like during the day when there's not any happenings happening. Moving forward a little bit is the social club. So this is a diner area, so you can get like wings and hot dogs and milkshakes, as well as the Loose Cannon, which is like the local dive bar. And then there's some tabletop shuffleboard, as well as a whole rack of different board games. So I think the first night we grabbed Taboo and played Taboo before we headed to dinner. They have Mousetrap and Categories and any kind of game you want. So it's a really fun place to hang out. They also do trivia here throughout the ship, which was very lively yesterday. There's also a small arcade,
which I've been there every day. They have a good variety of games, but they're classic games. So you got like Mario, you got Duck Hunt, you got racing games, and just for the record, you don't have to pay any additional to use these arcades. Everything's included. The games are free, so you don't have to worry about paying extra for anything.
Moving forward a little bit is the Grounds Club. So this is the main kind of coffee shop if you want espresso-based coffees. They also serve alcohol as well. So you got espresso martini there yesterday. How was it?
It was pretty solid. It was a fresh espresso martini. And also, if you are a rock star, if you have a rock star suite, then you get your free one coffee or specialty drink per day without paying extra. Coffee is extra.
Yes. So a specialty coffee is a specialty drink, and so either with a bar tab or kind of there's not a pocket cost, unless you're staying in a Rockstar Suite, then you get one a day. So the pizza place is on the other side of the ship in this area. So this is pizzas from 11 a.m. till 2 a.m. Little kind of small pies made to order. It takes a little while. I haven't been a huge fan of the pizza. I think Sorrento's at Royal Caribbean is probably my favorite ship pizza so far, but I'm really looking forward to the Princess Pizza.
I will say the pizza are made to order, and at night when everybody's done with the club, it gets very crowded. So if you want pizza, you might want to get it earlier than later.
Or it's a fun place to hang out and socialize after the club. It's like going to the afters bar, getting some food at a diner after going to the club. Also in this area, we have Lick Me Till Ice Cream, which is the ice cream shop. The malted strawberry is amazing.
Yes.
Ice cream is very good. And then we have the kind of chart room roundabout area, which is just the main entrance hub. This is where you walk in on the ship on day one. And so in here is Sailor Support, Future Voyage, Sales Lounge if you want to book a placeholder for a future voyage. The Draught House, which is a tap room. Interestingly, most of the tap stuff is cocktails and not beer. Most of the beers are in cans and bottles, but it's a place to get a beer if you want to get a beer.
And they got variety, so.
And then moving a little forward is Sip, which is the champagne lounge. This is also where if Rich's Rooftop happy hour is closed because of inclement weather, they'll move it down there to the Sip lounge. And then the Groupy private karaoke, which is an absolute blast. They have 3 rooms in there. You sign up each day. Sign up start at 10 a.m. and you have an hour slot. And there's like a 2 to 4 person room, a 4 to 6 person room, and then an 8 to 10 person room. Highly recommend doing private karaoke, especially if you're with a group. It is
so much fun,
a blast. And then the kind of balcony entrance to the Red Room, which is the main theater event space of the ship, is here on Deck 7 as well as down on Deck 6. So moving down to Deck 6, I guess we'll start forward since we're already there, is the floor side part of the Red Room.
the den, which is like a little tiny casino
Oh yeah.
off to one side. I'm not really sure why that exists.
It doesn't make sense. Like they're both non-smoking casinos, so I don't know why there's a smaller one. And they're like they have the same things. They got slot machines, they got roulette, and
Casino is quite small on the ship. Not in a bad way, and it definitely doesn't feel obtrusive. You don't have to like walk through to go anywhere else the way you maybe have to do on some other ships.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's casino. And then the Manor, which is the nightclub on the ship. I would say this could be one of my favorite spaces on this ship. It is like a 2-story dance club, like little like side bars and areas, a balcony area. It is one of the coolest nightclubs I've been in, period, let alone on a ship. And I've had an absolute blast dancing here until 2 a.m. every single night that I've been on this ship, and it has been so much fun. They also do like dance classes.
Oh yes, I did a full like '90s boy band dance class. I learned the choreography for what was that Backstreet Boys? Everybody, which is fun. It was so many people wanting to do it, so you didn't feel silly.
It was great. They also do like cabaret shows, and the drag show I think is in here, so it's a really, really cool space. Moving to midship is so just below the roundabout, that big circular stairwell is on the Rocks, which is a centrally located bar. They usually have live music there at night. And then this is kind of the shopping area on deck 6. So they have, they have the Squid Ink, which is the tattoo place. They have the necessities shop. Yeah, Mac. Stubble and Groom, which is a barbershop. Dry Dock, which is a hair cutting place. The duty free shop. A bunch of different retail shops. Classic things. High-end jewelry, sunglasses, clothes. Was really impressed with the selection. We had a nice time yesterday, kind of walking through the shops and seeing all the stuff. It was really a good selection. And then back after the ship, we have Extra Virgin, which is the Italian restaurants, Test Kitchen, which is the cooking lab and experimental bar, and then the Wake, which is the steakhouse, is at the very far aft end of the ship on deck 6, but technically you enter it through deck 7 aft and then kind of like walk down this really pretty staircase. We did not get a reservation at the Wake. We have it for Test Kitchen tonight. It just was the one that we didn't select because we were still figuring stuff out, but we may try to sneak in there if we can because the steak does sound quite delicious.
Yeah.
All right, and then on deck 5, we have the Redemption Spa, so classic massage, facials, spa services. There's a thermal suite here as well, which is kind of like a pay for the whole trip, or like per day to have like access to different saunas and stuff like that. We didn't do it this time, but we heard it's really nice. And then Lucky Lotus by Razzle Dazzle is the Asian restaurant. It is really
amazing.
Good.
Wow, you gotta not skip that one.
And then Pink Agave, which is the upscale Mexican restaurant.
The other restaurant you cannot miss. That food was also delicious.
Every meal has been
no
good. And then deck 4 is medical and getting off the ship. So that is the full tour of the Scarlet Lady. Thank you so much for following along. Also, check out our full vlog on this trip because it has been a total blast. And again, if you're going on a Virgin Voyages ship and you're want to check out some more information, please drop a comment, ask a question. We'd love to help you out. We're super excited to come back on Virgin, and I hope you've enjoyed this.